What up, YouTube? This is DADHD Gaming coming at you with 23 pretty savage owner responses to Google reviews. Now, these are all from one business, and the reason I chose this business is because I thought to myself, what store have I been to where the employees have been rude, weird, or whatever? And that is this place called Spokane Discount. So Spokane Discount is a store in Spokane, Washington that basically takes, I think, defective items from Costco and resells them for a quote-unquote lower price. Apparently that's changed as of recently, and they're hiking the prices again. But this has created some upset. I remember my experience there is that the cashier was definitely high. Nobody really wanted to help you, and it was just like, man, I really hate my job. That's how it was there. And so it's a really interesting, it's a really cramped place. It's like all the shelves in Costco packed into half the size of the store. So yeah, I thought this would be a good place, and it turns out I was right, because the owner of Spokane Discount is savage to negative reviewers, and you'll see a little bit of what I mean here. Alright, so here's the review. They say 75% off clothes, but then list everything but shirts. That's just bad business. Response from the owner. Sorry you don't like our clothing sale. Clothing is the #1 seller in our stores, and there's a reason for that. Incredible prices and nice selection and great brands. And they're really good quality clothes, unlike Wally World. Yeah, so he kind of dodged the issue on this one. Kind of interesting, but he basically took offense to the clothing sale comment. Well, let's move on here. I went there looking for a small, cheap TV. Got great help from the employee that helped. We found a 28-inch that wasn't priced, that has been there for a few years, and the employee said he might be able to get me a good deal. The owner was asked for a price, and he came up with $120. The employee tried to reason with the guy, saying that they had a smart TV 4 inches bigger for way less, and the guy wouldn't budge. So I chose the other TV. After opening both boxes, one was smashed and the other one worked, but was also broke, which is standard for Spokane Discount. I thought since it was broke, they might give me a better deal. The guy dropped it $10. Even both employees that helped said the owner was a complete dumbass. Save your time and money. Response from the owner. Nice review. Go to Goodwill. You should be able to find a TV there. If you don't agree with the price, you don't need to act like an idiot. Wow. This guy's a dick. Like, I'm just gonna say it. He is a dick. He literally called the customer an idiot. That is just a terrible business practice overall. Oh man, this guy needs help. I usually love going here and rarely feel like I'm getting a bad deal. However, today was absolutely horrendous. I went in to buy pants that are usually priced $10 to $15 less and was charged $33 for a pair of pants that didn't even have all the buttons. And now I'm stuck with a pair of overpriced pants that not only don't fit, but don't have all the buttons. I highly recommend not buying pants here. It's a ripoff. Response from the owner. Well, that sounds unusual. Clothing prices haven't changed in years. Did you not know you can return items? You're not stuck with it. Which store did you go to? Again, on the defensive, the owner being a dick. Well, that sounds unusual, calling the customer a liar. Can't make this stuff up. Just doesn't seem like the discounts are as big as they once were. Response for the owner. Thank you for leaving a review. Yes, you are right. Due to the minimum wage increase, many discounts are not as huge as they once were, but business is awfully good. Oh god, he sounds like a fucking politician. Give me a break, guy. And also blaming blaming the increase on the minimum wage on the prices, I mean, I think that's kind of a cop-out. But you tell me, do you think that's a cop-out? Go ahead and throw your response down in the comments. Used or broken product sold at retail or higher price. This place is a joke. Response from the owner. Fake news. This guy having a bad day probably, or tried to get something for nothing. Again, owner calling the customer a criminal, basically, and saying that he's up to no good. But really, who says fake news? Oh yeah, I can think of one person, unfortunately. But fake news is just a cop-out, really, to get out of anything. I mean, he doesn't have a legitimate response, so he throws fake news. They have some great prices at this place. If you can figure out the price of sometimes you're kept waiting for almost a half hour while the associate tries to get in touch with the owner to get a price. I would never buy anything expensive at Spokane Discount, because if you get at home and it doesn't work, you cannot get your money back, but you can only get store credit. One thumbs up. Response from the owner. Fake news! If it doesn't work for you, you can ask for a refund. Average price quote is 3 minutes. Fake news again. So is he saying that what he just said is fake news? About the 3 minutes? I think that's what he means subconsciously, but he doesn't really understand while he's writing it. Or you added a 0 by mistake. God, this guy's such an asshole. He's basically, again, telling the customer that they're stupid and that they added a 0 by mistake. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what's going on in most of these situations, but he's just throwing it out there. Horrible customer service. Went to buy a $140 tent, which was a great price, but the manager was very rude, opening the tent bag saying that we may have stole items and put them in the bag. I totally understand the reasoning for the check, but the rudeness of the way he did it was terrible. The other staff told me that the manager was having a bad day, but the way I took it is he thinks he's something special because he's a supervisor. This store has lost my business. I'd rather drive to the North store, very disappointed in the Valley store. What's interesting is he's talking about he'd rather drive to the North store, which is also a Spokane Discount. And I'm pretty sure he's still going to have a crappy experience because the same owner owns all 3 of the Spokane Discounts in the area. I'm pretty sure, based on the responses that I've seen. Response from the owner. It would be really nice if you would be honest. Suitcases, large bags, tents are always opened up at the point of sale. Standard procedure. Unfortunately, you instantly became belligerent and rude. In the future, shop at the regular store and pay full retail so we don't need to experience hostility and aggression. You were delayed 3.5 minutes. No delays or inspections if you pay the full $200 down the street. Sad. Oh my god, again with the politician phrases. Why? Why? And when he's talking about hostility and aggression, I mean, it sounds like he's the one that's hostile and aggressive. So I don't really understand where this guy is coming from and why he's lashing out at people that are reviewing him. If you have all day to look at junk, it's only 10% cheaper than Costco. So this user's name was Trade Collector, and then the owner responds, coming from a junk collector, I would imagine. I don't know really much what to say about that. I mean, I guess the response is on point, but he still tried to retort with it like it was an insult. Expensive for what you get. Broken junk is all they sell. Sometimes you'll get lucky, but mostly all you'll get is junk. Response from the owner. Thank you so much for leaving us a review. Which location? You must have been to the junk store and not the regular store. Take care. God. The junk store, not the regular store. Which one? I'm pretty sure the junk store is all of the Spokane Discounts in the area. If you've ever seen those, they're all pretty junky. Oh, jeez, this guy kind of pisses me off. Next.
Get to the register and just happens to be mispriced. Not the first time.
Response from the owner. Thank you so much for leaving a review. Just curious, which store and which item? I mean, why does he have to do the thank you so much for leaving a review? That is shitty. That is really shitty. Why does he do that? And you know he's doing it out of sarcasm and just being a jerkbag about it, but yeah. I'm not sure how he plans to get these things resolved, because when it comes to these Google reviews, I don't know if you know this, but you can't respond to the owner's response. You can only write more in the review, so she would have to go back, look at it, and then edit her review based on what the owner said. And in my case, I've never seen an owner respond to the response you made while responding to them. In my next video, I'll likely do a few more, and then a few more after that in a separate video. So if you really like this, be sure to smash the like button, and definitely give me a subscribe. Yeah. This has been ADHD Gaming. I'm Eric, and I'm out.